Peter Phillips is adjusting to life in quarantine in Sydney's eastern suburbs.
Hello again. Day 8 of solitary confinement and 5 days since I tested positive last Wednesday.
Peter is living in the spare bedroom upstairs. He contracted the virus overseas and doesn't want his wife Jane to catch it.
My wife is mostly occupying the lower ground floor where the study is, and she sleeps in our bedroom, which is still one floor below where I am.
The 69-year-old conservation architect had serious misgivings before flying to Paris earlier this month for a meeting about protecting world-famous monuments.
Coronavirus was everywhere, so I was keeping my distance.
But Peter began feeling unwell shortly after flying back into Sydney last week and was tested at St Vincent's Hospital.
On Monday, I had a slight cough. On Tuesday, the cough was worse, and by Wednesday, I also had a temperature. My wife Jane is actually 3 floors down, and we communicate with one another using the intercom. Hello. Hi. Yes. Time for lunch. Firstly, wash the hands.
Peter is preparing his meals separately.
Time to put on the gloves. And finally, the face mask. She was tested last night because she had a cough from a couple of weeks ago.
Jane tested negative, but doctors are worried about the rate of community transmission.
We're very concerned, obviously, as there's more community spread, if the spread is particularly amongst the older age groups.
Hospitals in New South Wales are dealing with the rapid spread of the virus, with more than 800 cases. Almost 150 people have tested positive over the past 24 hours.
Certainly manageable, but I think we know that there's a storm approaching, but we want to make sure that it's a southerly buster, not a cyclone that hits us.
At Sydney's St Vincent's Hospital, medical staff tested about 2,000 people during the last week. Professor Greg Dorr says they're getting ready for a big increase in patients.
We know that there's going to be a lot more cases coming through and very severe cases over the coming weeks, but we're preparing for a range of circumstances.
When patients arrive, they're triaged and see a doctor and a nurse.
Early this morning, Dr James Edwards filmed this guided tour for 7:30 inside the testing clinic at Sydney's Royal Prince Alfred Hospital.
The nasopharyngeal swab is inserted into the nose and the procedure takes about 10 seconds. Following this, the patient is discharged and the room is thoroughly cleaned. We're testing 200 to 250 patients per day. Initially, probably 2 or 3 were positive each day, although that's increased to about 8 or 10 over the last couple of days.
Testing results in New South Wales show the most people with coronavirus are aged in their 30s.
The vast numbers that will be coming through emergency departments and intensive care units with this infection mean that young people in their 30s and 40s will die. This is not the flu.
Pascal Harrington is one of those younger Australians who have contracted coronavirus overseas.
So I am in day 9 of 14 days of quarantine here in Münster in Germany. I contracted the virus at what looks like a performance. Apparently someone was sick and gave it to all of us. There's now about 25 of us.
Pascal is an opera singer and he began feeling sick before fainting at rehearsal.
When I tried to stand up and my eyes rolled into the back of my head and I passed out and went to hospital. This is my bedroom. This is outside, the one place that I can't go. So a lot of time spent in bed. This is the other place where I've been spending an inordinate amount of time.
But just when Pascal thought he was turning a corner, he had another setback.
Yeah, I started throwing up, which is apparently really uncommon. I spoke to the doctor on the phone. Doctors won't come and visit me, and if I have more breathing problems, then I'll have to go to hospital. But
With time on his hands, the 34-year-old tenor has found some new distractions.
for the first time in my life, I think I'm growing a beard, which is excellent and unexpected, but great. So I've just spent 20 minutes trying to throw a sponge ball into a shoe, and I feel like it's about to happen. So hang around. Oh, yes!
Pascal may be feeling better, but he's finding it tough being so far from his family in Sydney.
Yeah, I do miss them. I miss home. I miss the security and the familiarity of Australia.
Back in Sydney, Peter Phillips is waiting to do follow-up testing and get the all clear.
And I'm keeping busy by doing a spot of exercise.
The outside world has changed rapidly since he tested positive, and he wants the rest of us to take the threat seriously.
It's possible for it to be very deadly, and so everybody, I think, needs to just be responsible and do the right thing and stay away.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.